you have to understand the history in order to get the mystery. Giving all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai Bashem Bakakwadash. This is my second attempt of making this video. I was getting down, but I messed up, so I had to do it again. I could have let it keep going, but I said, let me do it again. Anyway, this is a movie on YouTube, came out 1964 in theaters. It was a big blockbuster movie called The Fall of the Roman Empire. So I'm watching up to almost a 7-minute mark, and it's showing these military Roman generals and military men on chariots and horses, and they got the whole get up. You know, they really put some money into this movie. It was a big, and a small hat was behind this. They were all these great movies, epic movies. The small hats were behind it. So anyway, I'm not going to say too much on it. I did in the first video. I'm not going to say too much on it, but I'm listening to who this guy, what period this is, based upon who the Caesar. So I'm waiting for the scene where who's the Caesar in this movie, and this is the Caesar, and then I think it was him that said, or there was another guy in the about 30 seconds before that, somebody said Marcus Aurelius. So right away, I thought of 180, 181, 179, 180, 181, 182. That was during the reign of Marcus Aurelius, and they even mentioned his son. Well, they didn't even mention Marcus Aurelius' name, which is him, but they mentioned his son, Commodus, which I believe he's the second oldest boy to Marcus Aurelius. So right then, when they mentioned my son, Commodus, I already knew that was Marcus Aurelius. Now you notice he has a beard on his face. Another thing, when I heard Commodus and Marcus, I said this. I identified him with Marcus Aurelius, and identified the year, which is about 180 A.D. So this was Jake. This is when Jake was full into running this place. See, Jake ruled the Roman Empire. Now the Roman Empire got split up into two empires: the Western European Empire and the Eastern European Empire. The Western European Empire died. You know, it fell, and the Eastern Roman Empire survived, which led into the Byzantine Empire. See, because the Roman Empire fell, but the Byzantine Empire came into being and the power when this was falling. So really, the Roman Empire never fell. We just took it over, and we just changed the name of it, right? But anyway, this is a period piece. You should watch it. Now, this guy's a Jake. If you check out the first 12 Caesars of Rome, none of them have beards. You might find a bust with a beard, but none of them had beards. Those were Edomites. See, that's why Esau in his power seat, governors and presidents, you rarely ever see. Once in a while, you see a Edomite congressman or a senator or something like that with a beard, but for the most part, you know, that's called proper decorum. You got to have a smooth face, and that goes with Esau. That's Esau's spirit. All right. But if you notice, like I said, he has a full beard. If you see the movie Gladiator, the first scene with the Spaniard, which that guy didn't even exist. The main character didn't. They made that guy up. He didn't exist. You know, played by this guy. But the emperor, uh, which was Marcus Aurelius, he had a full beard. So that's how you kind of know. You see these busts of these different Roman emperors, which means commander or commander in chief. The ones with the beards were Jake. And like I said, Jake took over in the late 90s AD. Now, what I did was in the last video, they had the trash. I said, let me go, I put in the five good emperors of Rome. I said, the five good emperors and said of Rome. So here they are, five good emperors. The ancient Roman imperial succession of Nerva. Nerva was the first Jake emperor of Rome. He took over from this guy, Domitian, which was the younger brother of Titus and the son of Vespasian. We all know that, right? So the first Caesar, that was Jake, he was considered one of the five good Caesars, or one of the five good emperors. It said reign, to give you the year. Trajan was also a Jake. Remember, we took over the Roman Empire. And there was a split in the Roman Empire, the Eastern Europe Empire and the Western Europe Empire. The Eastern Roman Empire remained, and it later became the so-called, what the scholars call the Byzantine Empire. And this is what Esau is afraid of now, because they know the history. They know when we took over. And you got a lot of Jakes that have degrees and lawyers and doctors. You got a lot of Jakes out there in high positions, man. They shaking shit up, and Esau's just afraid because Esau knows our history. He knows his history. He knows when Jake came into power. Okay, so you got Nerva 1, Trajan 2, both Jakes, Hadrian 3, Antonius Pius, and I'm gonna say this too. These are Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites, but they looked like Israelites. Why? Because they were Israelites, obviously. And the fifth was Marcus Aurelius, and that was from 161 to 180. Now I said 180, 181. It was 180 because I believe he died. I don't. They in the movie they showed that his son Commodus killed him. You go back into the history, I believe he died and his son took over. So you got to go into that history. They said, who presides over the most majestic days of the what? Of the Roman Empire. Then you go further into the history of the four tetrarchs. And then you go into Constantine I, Constantine the Great. So we ruled really for more than 1,000 years. But that 1,000-year mark goes from the time of Constantine the Great up until we were taken down during the time of, the late 1300s, going into the 1400s, going into the late 1400s. So, when I saw this movie and I started playing it, let me bring it back. I said, let me do a little video on it. So, like I said, I'm gonna watch this movie piecemeal. I'm gonna watch maybe a little 20 minutes here, a little 10 minutes there, some maybe 30 minutes here, 10 minutes there, just to, see if they kept with the right history. We know they went off on it. They whititized everything. But at least they gave the guy the beard because they knew that much history. They knew that Marcus Aurelius had a full beard. And they knew that he was a Stoic, which is a disciplinarian. See, you can be a super rich man, but be a Stoic, meaning you live like a poor person. You live you have all these possessions, but you live a very meager life. That's a Stoic. As compared, and that's in the scripture. The word Stoic, don't you know Stoic is mentioned in the scriptures? Right alongside the word Epicurean. Epicurean is a guy that comes to money, and he blows his money. He buys all kind of expensive things. He likes to go on trips, and you got like I said, Stoics and Epicureans. Commodus was an Epicurean. He liked to have a lot of women. He was not really all that disciplined, but his father was a disciplinarian. And there's even quotes of of this guy, Marcus Aurelius. And the quotes are quotes of how to live a stoic life, a disciplined life. Most of these Edomites that are super rich, they don't live this fabulous life, man. They live a very stoic life. So riches is not that important to them. You know what is important to them? Power. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom. So, I it behooves you to watch this movie, and it's free. You gotta go. You gotta deal with the free ads, the ads. But it'll kind of up your game and make you want to study a little bit more. So with that, I'm gonna say shalom.